Good morning, everybody. My name is Wim Roelands. This is my first presentation that I give for an audience, so I'm a bit nervous. Now, who am I? As I said, my name is Wim Roelands. I'm the father of 4 kids, 3 boys and a daughter. I'm a small business owner in Zwijndrecht near Antwerp, and I design, deploy, secure and troubleshoot wireless networks. My customers are small businesses to large companies to events. So. Okay, my topic for today is designing Wi-Fi for the LCMI, the least capable, most important client. Now, why is this important? Well, when we design in our Wi-Fi in a design program, it doesn't matter which one it is. I'm using Ekahau, I think lots of you do, but of course there are other vendors as well. And when you design it in Ekahau, it says as measured. Now, when you use that setting as measured, it's simple, then it uses the receive sensitivity of the Ekahau sidekick in this case. Now, as we all know, the client devices that we are using, most of them are not as sensitive as the Ekahau sidekick. And there can be quite a variation. So, the least capable, most important client device is, in my book, the device that's mission critical to the company, and that has lesser capabilities than the sidekick. Now, what's my method? The first thing that I'm going to do is to determine the LCMI device is make an inventory. Which devices are used in the company and which one are the important ones. So, for instance, if it's in a warehouse and the warehouse is running on scan guns, then of course that scan gun is a really important device, and there are several ways to know what the difference in RSSI is between the client device and the Ekahau sidekick. Now, the first thing that I do when I search for a new device, I go online, and Michael Bano has a fantastic website at clients.michaelbano.com. More than 300 devices are listed over there. So if you don't know the capabilities of that device, you can check that website. The second thing that you can do is use the profiler app on the WLA. And the third thing you can do is use Wireshark. Now, when you go to the website of Mike's, to the website of Mike Albano, we see lots of things. So, for instance, I'm using an iPhone 12 Pro. You can see what amendments it supports. You can see the spatial streams. You can see which channels are supported, and most important, you can see the transmit power, the maximum transmit power. In this one, in this case, it's 21 dB. Now, what happens if your device isn't listed? Then I use the profiler app on the WLA. When you start up the Pi, it emulates an access point with lots of capabilities in the beacons. And when your client device associates to the profiler, it captures and it views the capabilities of the client device when you go to the website of that profiler. So in this case, you see that K, R, V, and W are supported. Again, you see the maximum transmit power. In this case, it's 21 dB. And the minimum transmit power, I think that's about, since it says negative 7, it should be 7, of course. And you see the supported channels. Now, that's all good and well. We know now how loud it can shout, but we don't know how good it can listen. So the RSSI of that device, yeah, you have to measure it because It all depends. There is not one single iPhone, for instance, that's calibrated. So if you take a bunch of them and you test them, they all will have several values on RSSI. Now, the way that I do it is I put in up a test rig. In this case, it's a tripod. It has an axis point, and the axis point has, in this case, three SSIDs broadcasting, one at 2.4, one at 5, and one at 6 gigahertz. You set the power to fixed. Doesn't matter the power that you use. I'm using 14 dB on 5 gig and around 9 on 2.4. You power it up, and then we're going to measure with Sidekick what the RSSI exactly is. Now, one thing is really important, is that you don't measure too close to the AP because of free space path loss. For instance, if you should measure at 1 meter distance with, for instance, a Sidekick, and you test your device that you want to know the signal strength of, and it would be placed at, let's say, 1.5 meters from the access point, you will have an offset of 4 dB just at half meter. If you do it on 5 meters distance with the Sidekick and 5.5 meters with, for instance, the device that you want to check, it's 0.9 dB. So the offset is quite big if you go too close to the axis point, and for me the sweet point is between 5 and 6 meters. Now, this is the measurement on the Sidekick 2. As you can see, we have an RSSI of negative 53, and our signal to noise ratio is in this case 42 dB. The thing that I'm now going to do is I'm going to set up Wireshark. I know exactly what the RSSI is of my device, of my Sidekick, because I can read it from my laptop or from the iPad that I'm using. My laptop is normally in between the access point and the device that I want to test. It's set to monitoring mode, so listen only, and it listens to the beacons, and it listens, of course, to the association request. Why do I use the association request? Because if you test it, if you connect it, the association request is just once. So if you move it afterwards, yeah, you can filter on that association request, so you don't have errors. That's the reason that I'm using the association request for that. Now, I tested it with 4 devices. First my iPhone 12 Pro, an iPad Pro, an Atari Etscope NXG, and a BTO laptop running Kali Linux. Now, this is the string that you should use in Wireshark for the correct frame. Here we see in Wireshark, and as you can see, the one on top is the iPhone, and the signal strength here is negative 61. If you look at the bottom, that's my laptop, and it's negative 46. So as you can see, there's a huge difference between the laptop and otherwise the iPhone 12, excuse me. Now what's interesting to see is that the WLA Interscope is at neg 54, while the Sidekick 2 is at neg 53. So those guys, their numbers, they're okay. So always nice to know. So in this case, my iPhone is the least capable, most important client device, and there's an offset of 8 dB compared to my Sidekick. Now, why is this important? I made a design, it's a fictive one. It's simple, just primary coverage, nothing less, nothing more. Designing for neg 65, and I want at least 90% of coverage at neg 65. So in this case, just placed a few APs, I think it's 9 of them, and I have 99.4% of the time that I meet my criteria. So all green, fantastic. Now, if I put in that neck HDV, it's a different story. Now you can see we have lots of gaps in our design, and I'm meeting criteria for only 72.5%. So you can say to your customer, hey, my design, it's all green, it's working, but yeah, if it doesn't work for the client device, yeah, it's useless. Here I'm made the design again. I've added 2 extra access points, and now the design is complete, it's correct with the -8 dBm offset for the least capable, most important device. So that's it. That's the end of my presentation, my 15 minutes. If you should have any questions, say shoot. Otherwise, during the break, you can contact me. Thank you very much.